This afternoon I'm making bean and bacon soup. I'm making it because my mom has been feeling under the weather lately, and she told me that bean soup reminds her of her father. So I'm making this to try to help cheer her up a little bit. Plus, I saw the recipe on Pinterest and it looks really good. Here are my ingredients. I have a pound of bacon. I'm only going to use half a pound for this recipe. I have 1 cup of diced onions, 1 cup of diced carrots, and 1 cup of diced celery. I'm going to use 2 cloves of garlic, which is 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, 3 cans of Great Northern beans that I'm going to drain and rinse them off in the sink, 4 cups of chicken broth, which is that entire box right there, and 1 can, 8 ounces of tomato sauce. And it also calls for some salt and pepper. What I'm going to do with the bacon, I'm going to cut that half a pound of bacon, dice it up, and brown it in a large stock pot until it's crispy. Take it out with a slotted spoon, and I'm going to reserve 2 tablespoons of that bacon grease. The next step is I'm going to put the bacon grease back into the stock pot, and I'm going to saute these diced vegetables for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I'm going to add my 1 teaspoon of minced garlic and let that cook for about 2 minutes. Okay, my vegetables have been sauteed for about 7 minutes total. And now I'm going to add my broth and my beans. I'm going to bring it to a boil and then reduce the heat and simmer for an hour. Here's everything mixed together. Like I said, I'm going to bring it to a boil, then reduce my heat and simmer for an hour. But I want you to note that there is no bacon in here yet. We're not going to add the bacon or the tomato sauce until the next step. So just be patient, keep that bacon on the counter, don't be tempted by it, don't eat it. You're going to use it in an hour. The soup's been cooking for an hour, and I have to let you know, I added some broth, additional broth, while it was cooking because either I had the heat too high or maybe it's just because I've never made this before, I got nervous. It really looked like there was not much liquid. So I added an extra cup of chicken broth about halfway through cooking. And the next step here is to remove half of your soup into a bowl, and I recommend using a ladle. Don't try to pour it because it's boiling hot at this point. So I put it in a bowl, and I'm going to use an immersion blender to blend it all up. You want to leave half of it in your stock pot because you want your soup to have some body to it. And that's what those beans are for. That's why you only take half of it out and blend half of it up. So this is what my immersion blender looks like. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these. It's really easy to use. You just put your thing in the bottom and blend it up. I'm going to do that until this is all blended up. See how it's working? And I'm going to return it to the pot. The final step to making this soup is returning the pureed beans back to the stock pot, add in the tomato sauce, add in about 3/4 of that diced browned bacon, and heat it through for about 5 more minutes. Taste it and see if you need any salt and pepper. If you do, add it. And then when you serve it, put some more crushed bacon on the top. I hope you've enjoyed watching me cook this. I hope you like the recipe enough to want to try it. And if you do, please comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks. Here it is. This is what it looks like when it's all done, plated, and ready to serve. Enjoy.